Today I'm going to show you my first guitar. Recently I got a lot of questions and one question which was kind of interesting for me because it pops up from time to time is, what is your first guitar? And fortunately my first guitar is a guitar which I still own, which I still like. It's this one. And for those of you who don't know this guitar, it's a Jackson Ready Rhoads, made in Japan, from the 90s. And to be honest, this was not my first guitar. I got I think 3 guitars before this, but the guitars I had before this guitar, they're cheap, basically Strat copies from no-name brands, and they didn't stay in tune, and they were really at that time around maybe $100, and during the 90s that was not worth to be played, at least not to be played by me. So I threw them away, and this is the first real guitar which I got with the high-class component, and also the sound was great. I think I paid about $1,000 back then. Bought it brand new, and this guitar still sounds great. I can show you the sound. This is the bridge pickup. It's a little bit difficult to hold these guitars, especially if you put here the wireless in there. And when standing up, of course, it's okay to play these guitars. Played this guitar a lot because it was the only guitar I had at the time. And it's a Japan-made Jackson, which was really I was really lucky. I didn't know about the countries where the guitar was made back then, but the stuff in the shop where I bought it said the Japanese factory of Jackson guitars, they build really high quality guitars, and the US made guitars at the time, they were very expensive, and I have to say the people was correct, because this guitar still sounds great somehow, and they use a really great wood, and also there are no flaws. It has a Jackson Floyd Rose tremolo, but feels very good, and I didn't have any problems with that tremolo. It has no binding, but a very comfortable neck. Neck is very flat, as you may expect from Jackson, but it's still very comfortable, and it's not, as you can see, it's a bolt-on guitar, and the neck is not painted. And it has jumbo frets. The only modification I made was I changed the bridge pickup to a Seymour Duncan TB4, and sounds great in my opinion. Also the neck pickup, which is still the original Jackson. It's it was always okay. I thought about switching this pickup to a Seymour Duncan, but still I didn't do it. And I play the guitar from time to time. It's a little bit uncomfortable, this shape. Looks really cool, it's one of my favorite shapes, but when sitting it's not my cup of tea to play these V guitars. So that is my first guitar, and the reason why I bought it is because I'm a big fan of Megadeth, and they are playing Jackson guitars at that time. And during the 90s, Megadeth was basically the only band which I listened to when growing up. Of course, I listened to Metallica, Guns N' Roses a little bit before, but as soon as I discovered Megadeth, That was the time when Countdown to Extinction and Euthanasia came out. It was just only Megadeth for me. And yeah, I thought the King V, which Dave Mustaine was playing at the time, looked really cool. But I always thought that this shape, the Randy Rhoads shape, looks a little bit cooler. And so yeah, I had to buy it because I had to get a Jackson, and also it had to be a V shape. Later, of course, I bought the Kelly shape, which Marty Friedman was playing. This guitar was my second guitar. And then my third guitar was a US-made Jackson Dinky, which I will show you in another video. But this was my first guitar. And really, if you can get a Japan-made Jackson guitar from the 90s in good condition, you will have a very good quality guitar. Also the ones made in Korea, which are a little bit later, and at the end of the 90s, I think they started to produce the K3 or the Randy Rhoads 3 models in Korea. They're also of good quality. Although I would recommend to change the pickups also in this guitar. But other than that, I mean, it's yeah, about 30 years now, this guitar, and except from changing one pickup, I didn't have any problems with this guitar. It still feels great. It sounds even better over the time. I don't know what the wood is doing. Yeah, so anyway, this is my first guitar, and yeah, I hope you like it. So subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.